Have you ever felt like no matter what you achieve, something's still missing? You chase the dream, the relationship, the next success, and yet the hunger returns. What if I told you this isn't a problem? It's a sacred path. There is a fire within each of us, a longing we can't explain. It pulls at our hearts, burns in our bellies, and it echoes in the quiet space of our lives. This is called desire. And those born with the 30th pattern of evolutionary change in their life, this is your sacred challenge. And the 30th pattern of evolutionary change with its shadow of desire, the fear of denial, and the path to the grace of rapture. But first, I'll start with a parable as usual, the ember and the ocean. At this point, please close your eyes and visualize the story I am about to share. Once there was a soul born as a single ember of flame. It burned with the longing to feel, to experience, to touch every corner of existence. The ember became a child named Elian. And from his earliest days, he felt everything more than others. Joy pierced his heart like light through a crystal. Loss, it flooded his chest like 1,000 oceans. One day, Elian looked to the sea and asked the wind, "Why do I long for what I cannot hold?" And the wind whispered back, "Because your fire remembers the stars and your body remembers the dark." Elian chased many dreams, love, triumph, creation. Each one filled him for a moment, then faded, like mist after sunrise. No matter how much he grasped, the ache remained. He began to resent the fire. Quote, "Why was I made with hunger in my bones?" An old traveler appeared carrying a single candle and a mirror, and he said, "Your desire is not here to destroy you. It's here to shape you, to burn away what you are not until only truth remains." Elian asked, "Will the ache ever leave?" The traveler smiled, "No, but one day you'll stop running from it. You'll rest inside it, and that will be your rapture." This is the challenge of the 30th evolutionary pattern of change. The ache of longing, the fire of desire. In our modern world, we've been taught that desire is either something to conquer or to consume. But this specific challenge teaches us something far deeper. You see, this is not just about wanting things. This is existential hunger, born from our ancient memory of oneness. In the physical body, it manifests as longing, and in the soul, it's a call to return. The emotional body, your heart, your belly, your nervous system, becomes the battlefield. And the paradox? Desire isn't wrong, it's sacred. But when left unconscious, it becomes a trap. At the shadow level, desire splits into two survival patterns. The repressive side, the over-serious, self-denying inner voice that says, better to want nothing than to be disappointed. And after a while, the reactive side takes over, and that reactive nature is the flippant overindulgence that shouts, "I'll get what I want no matter what the cost is." These are emotional defense mechanisms rooted in a fear that our longing will never be met, that we will be denied. And so one either suppresses the flame or becomes consumed by it, trapped between denial and compulsion, and neither leads to peace. The complement to the shadow of desire and its evolutionary process is the shadow of half-heartedness and the fear of being taken for granted. Its repressive side is to become unreliable, and its reactive side is to become overcommitted, and understanding its dilemma of commitment. For those interested in doing deeper personal alchemy and wish to have a means of accelerating an understanding of shadow work, Over the last 3 to 5 years, I have collected a wealth of information from various esoteric systems, namely the I Ching, human design, gene keys, the chakra systems, and astrology, as well as integrating them with the human genetic code. And in this chart, you will find the details of all the different shadows, all the different fears, the specific fears that fuel those specific shadows, all 64, all in relationship to each codon. And in this wheel, you will find 4 legends on each corner because they can't all fit on one corner or one side to make it a nice, evenly balanced square. So here is the statements from each zodiac sign, so you can see. And then we have the legend for each chakra. You'll notice that there are more than 7, and because there are more than 7, because it is including the spleen as a means to detect threats. So there's an intuitional center there. There's also a center of willpower called the thyroid, because when we are born, the thyroid is literally almost, if not as big as our heart. So we have to accommodate that. And on the other side of this, you will also find an understanding of the I Ching, hexagram system, the different trigrams, the relationship to the three-dimensional plane, the yin and the yang, and how each of the 6 lines are affiliated with different archetypes, thanks to the human design and or gene key system. And lastly, you will also find the human genetic sequence chart for all the amino acids associated with the human genetic code. But furthermore, you will also find in this chart all the different zodiacs, all 12, mixed with the human design gene key chart. Bear with me, my graphics card is not as fast as other people's on their computer, but you will see all the different fears, all the different shadows, and how they relate to each chakra in those colorful little dots. So you can see how it affects each energy center in the body and how each of them have their own repressive and reactive statements because there are 6 expressions in each challenge. Therefore, you will also find those 6 lines in there, all with their own repressive and reactive statements, their associated dilemmas from that specific shadow, which eventually will clear up, the gift from making the right choices regularly and practicing that gift with its own unique self-empowerment statement. So as you learn to vacate the trapped emotions such as sadness, fear, anger, shame, and guilt, and you reorient towards true self-alignment and honoring the intuition and inner authority that you possess, it will lead you towards the grace specific to that challenge. So if you would like to learn more about this and or you would like to download this file for your own personal means of translating your specific challenges in the human design system or in the gene key system, it is all there for you. All you have to go is to my website and download this PDF file. It's about 50 megabytes in size. I hope you enjoy this and hope you enjoy this brief glimpse into this massive PDF with all the details about all the specific challenges you'll have in your personal self-realization path. In order to find this PDF, a link will be found down below in the description of the YouTube video. When using that elaborate and vast chart of information, you can use the human design apps found in the App Store on Google Play so that you can choose whichever speaks to you most. And as you choose whichever human design app works best for you, you can then use that towards the chart. So you get your information and your numbers. And then after that, you can use the chart as reference For example, I use the Human Design app, which helps me see the specific numbers that I need to see in the top right-hand corner. The red are the unconscious. These are the ones that were imprinted when the soul decided to remain anchored in the body about 90 days before you were born, between the second and the third trimester. The black numbers indicate the conscious, more aware challenges that you know you have in your current life, based on your survival challenges and your adversities currently going on in your life. You can also find that same application in the Human Design App Store for iPhone and or iOS before you start using the chart that you have purchased online. Thank you very much. And if you ever need more information on this and you wanted a free consultation in understanding the current challenges in your life and how it relates to human design, feel free to reach out through the links below. You can also visit thegenekeys.com. There, you will also find a different kind of chart. It relates to the same challenges and same numerical sequences as found in the I Ching and Human Design. And there you'll be able to find a free profile link where you can then enter in your personal information in this field and then have a look at your specific gene key profiles and understand your genus sequence, your Venus sequence in opening up your heart, your love sequence, prosperity, and finding inner harmony. Thank you for watching this short introduction into the Wheel of Evolutionary Change and the chart that I've shown you in brief. And hopefully through those apps and through this PDF, you will find a way to decode the challenges you face and understand how to make the best choices for you and everyone you are meant to impact positively in your life. Now back to the shadow work and the evolutionary change in this video. Understanding the evolutionary and ascensional context. Why do we have this challenge at all? Because desire is one of the core evolutionary forces. Without it, we wouldn't grow, change, or seek higher truths. From a spiritual perspective, desire is like the Indian notion of Shakti, raw life force energy. It's the fuel of the human story. But here's a twist. Desire was never meant to be satisfied. It was meant to be transcended through embodiment. This specific pattern of change and evolution is a call to emotional evolution, a lesson in not resisting the fire, but holding it in grace to move from a hunger into presence. Why is this challenge essential? When we stop shaming desire and start understanding it, something incredible happens. It transforms. The more we stop grasping at the object of desire, the more we experience its essence, which is not lack, but creative life energy. At the gift level, we experience this lightness, the ability to feel deeply without being consumed, to ride the wave of longing with laughter, grace, and wisdom. And at the ascended level of consciousness, the highest frequency becomes the fire of rapture. Not something we pursue, but something we become. A living embodiment of divine longing fulfilled through surrender. This isn't fantasy, it's real evolutionary potential coded in our DNA. So to remember, this channel is here to help us walk with the fire, not to extinguish it, but to understand it, because your desire is not a flaw. It's the map to your soul's return. If this spoke to you on your journey, please like and subscribe. In upcoming videos, we'll go deeper into other natures and other evolutionary patterns of change. Integrate the shadow instead of demonizing it. So remember, you're not alone, and your fire has purpose. I know your time is precious, and I want to make sure that these videos provide you the value you're looking for as a seeker to fully self-realize and alchemize all your shadows. If you'd like to learn more about this shadow, down below in the description, please go ahead, go there. You'll find links, one to my website and the other to my email. So if you ever want to go and dive deep into your own charts and you wanted to have a free 45-minute consultation, feel free to get a hold of me. I have 3 support groups using the Meetup platform while using Zoom for online conference calls. First one is divination systems, so you can dive deeply into shadow work and personal growth, evolution, and transmutation. The next one is emotional intelligence and mastery, so you can learn more about the emotions, the questions that they bring, and knowing what decision to tap into that feels right in your core while also finding mental clarity. The other is emotional trauma release group, a safe space where you can feel supported in allowing your emotions to emerge and be vacated and processed effectively. So you're not demonizing, you're not jettisoning, you're not evicting your emotions. You're realizing why they existed in the first place, and then you can let them go after they've served their purpose. That way, you can embody what will nourish your soul instead of allowing the trauma to occur of keeping those emotions trapped inside. Thank you for allowing me to take you on this journey. Thank you for watching this video in its entirety. God bless you. Namaste, and good life to you all.